All right, since no one's talking about this movie and they kind of shouldn't, this is my review. My friend keeps talking about this movie. I'm like, yo, how do I see this shit? So, for those of you, I did my research on this thing before I did this video. Um, so, those of you that don't know, this is a movie that was released in the 80s. I think it was 1984, 37 years in the making. So, maybe about 1984. You know, the good year for movies and everything in the 80s. It was never released, and it came out now. Why it came out so long, who knows? But it's here. You don't need to know about the whole ins and outs of it. But the movie essentially was on. It had you if you found this movie anywhere, it would not have any music or dialogue you can hear. So it was redubbed, and so people redubbed it, and they tried to match the movements of what was being seen on screen. And for something like with the mouth not seeing, they have to guess. So it's more or less a fun movie. It's like a parody of itself, per se. It's like watching MXC, the old martial arts movies, where the dubbers take liberty at what they're actually saying. This is no exception. Sometimes it's correct, sometimes it's not. It's all fun stuff there. But if you want a professional movie in any way, this is definitely not it. I know the movie was not completed. I don't know why. I was looking at research like why it wasn't completed, but it just wasn't completed. So when I saw this, I haven't seen a movie this incomplete. This movie looked like the kind of movies I see at early screeners in the city, or around the city. And I see the movie like 2, 3 years before it comes out. I saw Annihilation 2 years before it came out. Concrete Cowboy 2 years before it came out, and those movies looked incomplete when I saw them. There's a lot of editing and pacing issues, but overall, I can see the remnants of a movie that could be completed if you shave a few things here and you add a few things here. um, I saw a movie recently starring the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond. It's a German movie, and that movie didn't change at all. Just like tiny little things here and there, but the jokes worked out well. The chemistry with the cast was well done. The directing of the action sequences in the movie was well done. So yeah, it was fine. You just tweak a few things, and you should be good to go. New York Ninja is not that. New York Ninja looks like a movie that was done by a freshman in high school and was edited by one of his kids, if they even have any at that time. This was not clean at all. Most of these scenes in the movie could be done out of order. Uh, and there's so many continuity errors, it baffles my mind. You can forgive movies like the new Clifford, the Big Red Dog, or Paddington because the movies made for kids, and kids will notice certain things. I guarantee, kids will notice things in this movie that doesn't make sense. I couldn't believe my eyes. I didn't have footage of that one, but it doesn't make any sense because it's kind of fast. It was kind of fast. There's a part in this movie. I'm gonna brighten things up right here. There's a part in this movie when the New York Ninja is on roller skates chasing after a petty thug, and he's about to hit a car. He flips over the car and lands on his feet. Very impressive. However, at that point, he's not wearing roller skates. I'm not kidding. In case you didn't hear what I just said, I said one scene, he's roller skating toward a car and flips over it, but when he lands, he's not wearing roller skates anymore. It cuts away, and then he's back on roller skates. Yeah, that's just one of the problems. The other issue is there was a part when he's fighting a guy, and the other guy has like a weapon, and the New York Ninja has two swords now. All of a sudden, He's chasing the guy. He doesn't have the black sheets on his white outfit, and all of a sudden he has two black sheets there. Like I don't know any famous two swordsmen. Actually, I know three swordsmen because it's Zoro. I don't know any famous two swordsmen. Anyway, so he magically has them, and after the battle's over, it disappears. There's quite a bit of it. I'm sure this is only the a drop of the bucket with the errors in this movie. If I had a dime for every time someone had a gun point blank in New York Ninja's face, I would be moving downtown where all the hoes are at. So that's quite a bit. They had New York Ninja dead to rights, and they don't shoot many, many times in this movie. And as you can tell here, there's quite a bit of rape in the movie, attempted rape anyway, because you can't show anything back then, I guess. Well, you could, but not in this movie. I, I, I think one of the messages here is that if Newt Ninja wasn't around, these girls would be getting raped for real. So yeah, that's the message I got from the shit. The girls were stupid for going down like dark alleys and these hidden paths and whatnot, and shit, it's fucked up. Hey, let's go on the shortcut path. No, no, do not take the shortcut path. No, do not do that. They want you to do that, so don't do it. Take the long way. It's safer. Oh my god, the shit on the train was messed up. The couple were just sitting there. The thugs were just going all over them, and you hear cries of rape like off screen somewhere. It's ridiculous. Um, I mean, like these girls get squeezed in all kind of places. You know what I'm saying? You trust me, it's pretty bad. But this is not for the this generation of squeamish people that cry murder for someone spelling someone's name wrong, but then ignore shit like this. This is not that kind of stuff. This is the Death Wish era. If you don't, this is the Death Wish era of action movies. In case you don't know what Death Wish is a movie in which his wife was murdered by thugs, and he goes on a killing spree. Same thing here. Wife killed, pregnant wife, by the way, in this one, which is extra worse. Pregnant wife killed, and he goes on a killing spree. Um, but Death Wish's kills are definitely way cooler than this one. Higher budget, I would assume. But in this one, in Death Wish, they definitely raped in that movie, parts 1 through 3 anyway, not the newer ones. They definitely raped in that movie. Young girls too. I mean, like I'm talking about under 18. You know what I'm saying, yeah, it was barely talked about. It was messed up. So yeah, there's definitely rape in this movie for sure. Attempted rape, like I said, there you don't see any nudity in this movie. But the message was if New York Ninja wasn't around to save them, they would definitely be taken care of. I'll put it that way. I get you. So the violence in the movie, there's a lot of violence. I was kind of keeping track in the movie as well. That in the first half of the movie, it was like non-stop thugs doing bad things, bro. It was like non-stop. So if you want a movie that is a throwback to the harshness of the '80s, it's fucking here. Like I say, guns, weapons, knives, slit throats, impalements. I mean, it's fucking in this movie, bro. And if you think you can handle all that stuff I just said, then this movie is for you. This movie is not for the snowflakes now. The snowflakes now don't know shit about movies like this. Like I said, it's a very incomplete movie. There's a lot of editing issues, and like the dubbing thing will draw some people's minds. But people nowadays are conditioned to have a lot of things be safe and to not go certain places. I mean, they're trying to kill kids in this movie, bro. They are not fucking around. So if you think you can handle some shit like this, then go for it. It was a quick, easy watch. I kept watching over it because I want to know how bad I was gonna get, and I got my wish. All right. So Yeah, this is not a pleasant movie to look at in a lot of ways. So Snowflakes, be wary. This is not the movie for you. This is not going to pull any punches. This is not nice at all. This is one of those things that'll definitely not be on Netflix or Amazon Prime because it's way too harsh for that shit. So, like, hey, come here, baby. Let me get some of that stuff. Ah! It's super 80s cheese. So if you think you can handle it, it's out there. And no, there will not be a sequel to this movie. I already checked. This is like the end of Dune, isn't it? This is like the end of Dune. Dune will return. Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, they did it a lot back then. And Dune's copying it. Anyway, so, yeah, if you think you stomach it, it's out there. Obviously, you already seen it already. So if you think you can take it, go for it. I give this movie a 2 out of 5 because it's very incomplete in a lot of ways. It's barely competently made, but it gets its point across. That's why it gets a 1 point per se, not a 1 out of 5. It gets a point for doing that, and it entertained me in some way because it was cheese, and the story was relatively easy to follow. Revenge stuff there, get the bad guys, and do some flippity flops. But the amount of times that this guy could have got killed is unbelievable. Well, unbelievable. I can't remember the last time a gun was pointed in Batman's face because it doesn't let it get to that point. Like up close and personal, this guy gets like so many chances to live. It's ridiculous. There's a knife. There's a knife to his throat or whatever. A knife to him. A gun pointed at his face. There's so many times he could have died for real. So like, remember how in Kick Ass they showed you, the viewer, the bad side of becoming your own superhero by having them get beat up badly? Well, they could have did this movie a lot, but because of plot armor, this guy barely got touched. So letting you know that right now. All right, that's it for now. Clack off.